Others can only eat fruit in the wild. They're different. I get a cramp in my hand from fishing. I spent the whole time there grilling fish. Sometimes the bullfrog on the hour to replenish the body. If that's all you think you're going to eat, well, that's a little underwhelming. Look at the size of the anteater. An arrow straight to the heart. A pot of stew will fill you up. And to top it all off, even the pythons. It takes 3 people to pick it up. Make sure this is a challenge. Instead of lining up to stock up, Amber went for a spin in the jungle. I can't believe she found a new teammate. It'll give Eder a fright. I thought it was some kind of belladonna. Stephen lit up at the sound of the girl's voice. Just hug first, anyway. The shelter was only recently completed. If Amber had gotten here a few days earlier, she wouldn't have seen anyone. Just in time, Amber saw how sweet they were. I'm a little embarrassed to bother you. Thinking of his former teammates. That's a lot of fun. Jeff was infected when he got here. Just say go home without doing anything. This shocked them both. Jeff is no ordinary player. An experienced, starving man in the wild. I didn't expect to be eliminated. Amber talked about Tracy and Jenny again. The telegram never stopped ringing. I don't know what they're calling you, but look how stunned they both are. You can imagine how dirty it was. Amber finally got the last few days out of her system. Stephen said there was no need to say anything. Welcome to join the team to complete the challenge. You need people like Amber to go fishing. Strive for everyone to successfully complete the challenge. Eder didn't say much, did he? But very understanding of Amber's situation. Giving up resources to come here alone. It takes a lot of courage. This reconstituted team. Do you think you can do the challenge? The challenge came on day 31. Matt's been hunting for 2 big birds ever since. It's a windy walk now. I spent every day in the jungle skimming data. One of the more promising catches so far is the capybara. That meat makes my mouth water. Vaz is sure the challenge is okay. It would be better if I could eat full every day. Otherwise, this platform is useless. Unfortunately, the harvest is so little. Dan is satisfied with the challenge of the field. It's just that tomatoes grow a little slow. It feels like the challenge is over. It's actually pretty good. Don't waste your time to fertilize every day. Maybe we should get our teammates to help. How about we try the tomato plants then? Trish is going to be a lot happier. Every time I think about Amber leaving, the corners of the mouth are harder to press than AK. The only problem now is, with Amber gone, there's no steady source of food. Jenny doesn't think it's a problem. She still believes in Trish's strength. Actually, it's Amber's fault. Must have been too much fishing. And now, they're all going somewhere else. Dude, I can't admit I'm a food. The more they think about it, the angrier they get. We're taking Amber's bed apart right now. Burn the bad stuff. Jenny says it's simply a rational use of resources. I hope Amber doesn't think anything of it. Tracy came to the river. She doesn't believe fishing is so hard. Keep swinging the hook and pulling the hook. The fish didn't get it, but dropped itself. That's a tough mouth for Trish to deny. Let's see how Amber fished here, huh? Let's go to that familiar creek over there. Let's see how many fish we can get today. And Eder wandered off somewhere else. Stephen is very happy here, as long as we use it properly. Eat and drink well every day, especially now that the water's gone down. Fish stocks are even richer. It takes no skill at all. Really Hook has a response. You don't even know what the Air Force is. Amber thinks this is the life she wants. No more fishing alone. I literally made myself cry. It's impossible to stop fishing these days. One by one on the shore. If I could get a gill net down here. I can't imagine how much fish I can eat. I knew things were going so well here. Amber should have quit the team a little sooner. Their happiness, Eder is not able to experience. All I know is that it's really annoying. There's no sign of any animal activity. Even bird calls are rarely heard. Seriously doubt the resources are going to the fish. Nothing more than thorns. I'm afraid I'm going to puncture my feet. There's only one word for Trish's side. Jenny was busy gathering materials to perfect the shelter. Fantasize about Amber leaving. Hold on to Trish's thighs and eat and drink. Happy to finish the challenge and go home. I didn't realize my leg was at home. Trish has lost her power. A little stung by the fishing failure. It really is no comparison, no harm. Maybe you regret kicking Amber out. Matt finally got a hit here. The barbecue was sitting in the tree. Direct, zero-frame, hand-aim shooting. Dude, I didn't even see what was going on, okay? Next thing you know, it's in your hand. Matt doesn't know what it's called. It doesn't look like it's woven. Take it back to roast and study. If you think hunting is easy, you're wrong. The cameraman was carrying a camera. Walked with Matt for hours. That's how you get a hunting shot. He wants to switch jobs with his fishing buddy. You go hunting every day, you fuck emo. Look at Matt's excited to get back on the hunt. I suggest the photographer find a factory to make screws. Dan thinks Matt's getting better looking. I like to be with a strong, attractive man like that. The mood is not to think bad. Compare Eder's hunt to Matt's. It's like brushing your steps in the jungle. You didn't find anything. Might as well go back to fishing. There were 7 or 8 in one trip. You can imagine how beautiful the whole thing looks. Steven thinks Trish and their brains are fucked. Amber's too strong to squeeze her thighs. I really don't know what you think. They're getting along very well now. As long as nothing unexpected happens. Completing the challenge is not that difficult. Just see if you can make it more comfortable. Otherwise, eating fish every day will throw you up. It's better to diversify the food. That's all for later. I'm so excited right now. It is impossible to starve. Trish is still out there struggling. Is it so hard to admit to yourself? Try to catch fish after optimizing and upgrading the net. She felt she was on the right track. I blame Amber for being there in front. It's only now that we have time to process it. Jenny still has some faith in Trish. Since Amber doesn't think it's a good idea, now it's time to prove it works. Record it so you can punch Amber in the face. Trish is here again, sadly. It looks like a lot of little fish. She set up a barrier to get in the way. There's only one way for them to go now. If that doesn't catch you, go to Amber and apologize right now. I hope Jenny can stop it. Everything is ready. It's time to show the real tech. How do you put this? It must have worked. It's just that it's really useless. Even inside, you can break free. So there's meat to be had. I'm afraid they're going to starve again today. Trish said it was okay to copy the net. My partner's holding me back. Jenny didn't hear that. Still saying that Tracy was a genius. I'm sure we can catch a fish. If they were half as strong as Amber, I wouldn't still be there and hungry. Look at Amber's grilled fish dinner. I'm satisfied just to smell it. Ajay was very pleased with Amber. After she joined the team, the challenge is to get smoother and smoother. I can make it to the end by fishing alone, help each other, and work together for challenges. This is the life Amber wants. Who is Trish? I don't even know who she is. The rat that Matt hunted. This is all that's left when it's cooked. Everyone's just trying to satisfy their cravings. But when you say it, the taste really works. The meat has a sweetness of its own. It feels like honey. If only there were more meat. I hope Matt could do a little more. Strive for the freedom of barbecue every day. Amber is happy working with a new team. It's not like when you were doing nothing, you know? She had a surprise on her way to fetch water. Call your team for help immediately. You can't move when a snake is staring at you. Steven got there in time to fix it, or Amber's gonna eat it and spill it in the river. Long-lost snake meat is indeed a delight. Don't ask what it tastes like when it's cooked. It's 100% chicken. Day 32 of the challenge. Vaz feels that hunting is not very stable. It's all about getting fish. That's a lot thinner than when we started. The muscles are not holding up. It's been so good up front. How bad it feels right now. There aren't many fish in this area to begin with. It got a little better after we built the platform. I can't believe I'm in trouble again. Vaz suggests looking further afield. I'm not making any progress staying here. Matt thought the idea would work. Maybe we can take a look across the river. There's a lot of unexplored places out there. After a brief discussion, take action. First, we cut down the trees to make the raft. Not only can increase buoyancy and reduce physical exertion, you can also put tools on it to carry. It's big enough like this. Get in the water immediately and try. It worked much better than I could have imagined. There are a lot of dangers in the water, though, but as long as they swim fast enough, then the danger will be one step slower. No surprise, no danger smoothly to the other side. I was worried it was a waste of time. When I saw the footprints of the capybara, they knew it was worth the trip. Not far ahead is the stream. The footprints on this side are even more distinct. Matt was instantly excited. It was as if I could smell the roast. Dan hasn't eaten it in his whole life. I'm so excited that tears are coming down my mouth. One can feed 3 people. Plus, there's a lot of footprints here. I'm sure the numbers won't disappoint. Trish was really upset about that net. It was perfectly woven. I don't know why the fish can still break free. It's obvious that you can have a problem. Then Jenny didn't handle it well. I hope she finds it easy. Don't mess up the catch again. Concentrate on driving the fish to the net. This time Jenny saw the fish coming and it was a stick. And don't tell me it worked really well. When they're thinking about steaming or braising, any fish caught in a muddle can escape. Turns out Jenny just couldn't get up. When Trish was about to go wild, Jenny caught the fish again. The stick kept hitting the head. If it can get away with it, it's good. The 2 men began to irrigate again. I don't think Amber's that great either. It's easy to catch fish. Think about where you went after the challenge. They're guessing Amber hasn't set up the shelter yet. I don't know where you're hungry. I wish I could get her some fish. Maybe they're all home for dinner. I envy Amber getting home early. That's a pretty thought. Life is good over there with Amber. Fishing is just a basic operation. The goal today is to find electric eels or crocodiles. Make the menu a little more varied. Stephen and Amber's success got Eder a little worried. I hope I can contribute to the team. I'm not here to win. What do you have to do to win a hunt? Otherwise, there's no face to eat fish. Amber didn't really care. Hunting is not as easy as fishing. Maybe the challenge didn't end well. You can only do what you can with these things. They caught as many fish as they could. Let Eder have no worries. In general, electric eels prefer to hide in waterways. Some of the big holes are dug by them. And Ajay just wanted to see if there were any nearby. One can last for days. I was wondering how easy it was. Then the electric eel will slap him in the face. Are you sure it wasn't one of the staff? Eder calms down a lot when he spots his prey. Make a splash to attract the eels. It did not resist temptation. You're just swimming up here to join the fun. It's time for Eder to take a chance. It's a lot of power in an instant, but he's been practicing for 2.5 years. I mean, that's just a mile mild. It's not easy. Let's see how big it is. And there's nothing. Boy, it was just Eder dreaming. It's scary to sleep with your eyes open. What are you going to do? Just keep trying. Matt actually prefers the bigger ones. If truth were in hand, all bears would be useless. A bow and arrow can only do so much damage. I mean, I can do it with a little animal. The water ahead starts to get bigger and bigger. It looks clear. It looks clear. The problem is I didn't see any fish. It's not as fish as camp. The mood was instantly down a lot. Dan still wants to try fishing. Maybe the fish are just hiding. His teammates weren't too impressed. I didn't expect to get hit in the face right away. There's still fish to be caught here. I don't think it's all under there. Dan's getting smoother with his fishing. This place still has a chance. I don't know if it's going to last. Trish is about to start the feast. That's all the meat is. They just want to feel like they're eating a fancy meal. The scent of fish doesn't match Amber's freedom. Have a good time there. I'd love to have Amber back. There's no one to judge. They can also live comfortably. It's just a little bad when it rains at night. A lot tougher than I've seen before. Everyone's shelter has been upgraded. In theory, there should be no problem. Only Trish's side was wet. This is what happens when they don't listen to Amber. He was there all night trying to keep the fire alive. The mood is so low. Is this storm going to destroy them? You don't know how you made it to dawn. A lot of gaunt visible to the naked eye. The rising water level disrupts the layout. The food just goes deeper. I'm afraid it's harder to catch fish now. It's hard to starve yourself until the challenge is over. They don't have the energy to rearrange. You can only explore down the river. I was hoping I could find something to eat. Otherwise, you might run out of energy ahead of schedule. Do we have to do it anyway? Walking speed, that's pretty slow. I feel like I'm going to faint on the floor. Lucky to actually find something to eat. They don't know what fruit it is. I was going to try it. I didn't expect ants everywhere. They'll rush up and bite at the first touch. Is it really that good? The locals call it the jungle tomato. Not only is it not toxic, but it is also very nutritious. If there weren't too many ants, they really want to eat it all. Trish takes the most robust approach to inspection. It smells good. There was no allergic reaction, just a little too sour. I'd rather eat lemon raw than this. Really don't eat there without suffering. Amber took a walk in the sun. The teammates are busy looking for food. Boil some more water before they get back. This is teamwork. The previous one was a charity case. She thinks Trish and Jenny are up to the challenge. But it must have been very painful. Eder was either walking on thorns or in the path of thorns. Sometimes I wonder why. The team won't blame themselves anyway. But I still want to try again. Maybe it's all in here. See if the electric eel comes by. Eder also found traces of human activity. Tell me they didn't take all the eels. I can't keep thinking about it. You need to concentrate on your fishing. Although the hunt never worked. But there is some skill in fishing. It's no use trying to fill this fish. He had fate by the throat. Don't think about getting back in the water. Wait till you get to your belly and pop. Steven strolls around for a long time. I finally saw a frog. I didn't even think about it. I started sprinting. How can a four-legged frog be faster than a two-legged ox and horse? As soon as the camera zoomed in, we saw the horror. That's a bit of a stretch. Direct hand contact is not recommended. Who knows what the epidermis secretes? Today's harvest is quite rich. I just can't fill my stomach. But it's a good start. Enough to prove that the surrounding resources are sufficient. Keep up the hard work, and you will surely pay off. Matt was too busy collecting firewood to go hunting. I didn't expect the anteater to come and challenge me. Go back to camp and get your bow and arrows. He's still up there enjoying his meal. We're a little out of range. There's no time to think that much. Matt raised his hand, aimed, and shot into position. Direct hit to the chest to arrange cremation. I wonder if you understand the gold content of this arrow. It's really the feeling. I can't stop it. Dan didn't expect to eat aardvarks again. I had to call a doctor for the last scratch. That's more and more love for Matt. You have to have a good, deep conversation at night. Take the time to get rid of the anteater. I have to say his touch is getting better. Who would have thought of all the feeding operations in the beginning? And now they're starting to rule the wild. Amber watched her teammates bring back food. The mood is so excited. Is a bullfrog that big really serious? Ajay's fish look far worse in comparison. Amber prefers bullfrogs to bullfrogs. Either one tastes good when cooked whole. It's a rare combination of grilled fish and grilled frog. It smells faintly of chicken legs. The fly in the ointment is not much meat. It's barely a mouthful. After roasting, the frog legs are charred on the outside and tender on the inside. Smells like chicken. It tastes more like normal food. It was amazing. Is it true that everything tastes like chicken? The challenge lasted 34 days. Dan started eating meat when they woke up. This is the second time I've eaten an anteater. It's kind of like beef with a little chicken. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just something to eat and to talk about. There is meat to eat in the wild. After all, it's already a very happy thing. The anteater simmered all night. Flesh and bone separation is just a basic operation. The grease on it is the treasure. It makes the body last longer. Gas was silent and just put in his mouth. You can only eat it here. It really is a meal less than a meal. I wonder if it's okay to eat more game. If you get infected with something, it's all over. Look at their happy faces. I guess I have to eat before I leave. It's even worse with Trish and Jenny. You have to do everything yourself. Amber should have stayed. I'm a little bored, but there's nothing wrong with doing things. Trish doesn't want to go exploring right now. Just lie there until the challenge is over. Jenny knew it was time to take matters into her own hands. She still has the energy to find fruit. I've found a lot of broken ones before. We can only hope for the best this time. Let them succeed in the challenge. If Jenny can fish, life can't be this bad. Actually, Amber was teaching it from the beginning. Only she didn't take it seriously. You're all right now? It's just luck. I didn't think I'd go around and find it. They really don't deserve to be hungry. Jenny picks out what's still edible to take home. A bag full enough for 2 people to throw up. Matt's not full yet. I'm afraid we have to lick the pan clean. He was satisfied with his first taste of anteaters. It tastes even better than I thought. The joy of survival in the wild is that simple. The relationship between the 3 became stronger and stronger. Matt thought the anteater was a surprise. He still wants to hunt alligators and capybaras. Either way, it's a great treat. Dan and Vaz were supposed to be done in 40 days. Matt's been in the next room for 60 days. Well, now we're eating and drinking. Not so much fun going back. That's really good advice. They're in good shape and Matt's hunting, let alone 60 days. It feels like 100 days. The next challenge may not be so smooth. Look at them still hesitating. I want you to find another one right now. Only 8 people have done 60 days so far. Is 40 days enough? And let's not say they're having a crush. Maybe we should keep it steady. We'll think about it after 40 days. Matt was in a hurry. Turn on all kinds of rainbow farts right now. Tell them they have strength and strength. It's a shame to leave in 40 days. And don't you see the fruit of the tomato? Matt has a point. They did not hesitate to challenge for 60 days. It would be a crazy choice. If this fails, Matt has to pay for it. Jenny came back with the fruit. It looks okay inside. It's sour and sweet and kind of like first love. I just don't feel full. You really get hungrier the more you eat. If only there were larvae in there. At least it'll give you some protein. They don't know how many they ate. The stomach is a little quiet. Eder wants to take us to the pond we found yesterday. There's going to be a lot more resources out there. An electric eel you can't catch yourself. I left it up to my teammates. Steven and Amber are looking forward to it. In the wild, no one is averse to more food. The best thing is electric eels and crocodiles. The only uncomfortable point is the thorn. Really thin feet are afraid to poke. New pond refreshes everyone's knowledge. Places like this are infested with electric eels. Even if you can't catch it, it's good to catch some fish. Immediately calm, down to find the fate. Ej, check the other side. Let's hope the electric eels are still in the area. Keep making noise in the water and waiting. Amber and Steven began to fish again. Trolls who love the Air Force. Maybe you can think about coming down here. They're bigger than each other. Happiness varies from person to person. Eder just thought they were a little loud. I wonder where the electric eel went. You're not still sleeping in the cave. Lose all patience here. Let's see how many fish the guys caught. The harvest is even richer than expected. Where is this for a wilderness survival challenge? It's almost like we're stocking up here. Tonight, we can have a whole fish feast again. Eder didn't feel so sad again. His luck was simply transferred to his teammates. There's plenty to eat anyway. What's there to complain about? Trish is completely broken. Jenny turned down any invitation. I'll just lie there until the challenge is over. Unless we get a turkey right now, where you're not going to get up. Jenny's starting to understand Amber a little bit. It's hard to run into a teammate like that. You'll have to do most of the work yourself. I don't think you're strong enough to handle it. You want to hold out for 6 days. The challenge comes to day 30. Amber's in great shape here. 60 days. That's perfectly fine. Spotted a big tarantula on the way to fetch water. This is going to be absolutely delicious on the grill. It's about the size of Steven's hand. It's still trying to fight its way out of here. Put straight down with a stick. I didn't realize tarantulas were so flexible. Keep crawling up the stick to your hand. It's really the opposite of the heavenly gang. Thinking about attacking people. I thought they were here to eat. I didn't think it was to release animals. Anyone else would have cooked it by now. Precious food is wasted. It's hard enough, since Dan and Vaz agreed to stay 20 more days. Then they'll have to pack more. Explore the surroundings as you gather materials. Gas, check out the surprise on the shore. Matt was still looking for some fruit. Suddenly, I heard Gas shouting for help. As soon as they sprint for the shore. Who would have thought that Vaz had caught the snake? That's a pretty crazy length. It takes 3 people to bring it under control. Vaz didn't build those muscles for nothing. Guess how long the snake is. I can jump rope with it. I thought they were going to get rid of the snake. But Vaz doesn't find it easy to grow up this big. The locals regard it as good luck. There are plenty of opportunities to fill your stomach. After a brief discussion, it was sent back. If that snake could talk, absolutely scold. Watching the snake return to nature. Jenny's got to be the one who's hurting the most. Trish doesn't do anything at all. Just lay there and do nothing. The pressure is all on Jenny. The challenge is only a few days away. Do you think they can hold up? Let's wait and see.